Journeying to the edge of eternity with a free-to-play Orzhov Sacrifice deck. You don't have any rares, any mythics to splurge on the new set. You weren't able to get the pre-release bundle. I feel your pain. I'm right beside you. And, well, today we are easing that pain with a free-to-play build. This has no mythics, no rares, an artisan build, if you will. That's the format in which you'll play with only commons and uncommons. Probably should add that to the game full-time arena. But either way, we have crafted a deck here for you today that's going to win some matches. We're showcasing this build within Mythic rank, getting some wins, which is, you know, fairly impressive, I think, personally. And we even do have an upgrade guide for you that we'll go through to conclude today's video. So, you know, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, all that, of course, always. And let's take a look at the deck. I'm sure you're familiar with the new sacrifice card, Umbral Collar Zealot, for 2 mana as a 3/2 that can sacrifice another creature or artifact at instant speed to surveil 1. This is nice. I mean, this is going to go right beside our Bartolome. It's a 2/1 that can sacrifice a creature or artifact also at instant speed. However, instead of surveilling, you'll get a +1 counter. Non-legendary, though, so we don't really have to be super concerned about running multiple copies of it in the build. You know, we can go right up to 4 and, you know, keep Bartolome. What we used to have 4 copies of, you know, maybe down to 3, maybe down to 2, making some room in the deck for some other goodies from the new set, the Susurian Voidborn. 3 mana, 2/2. When this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent's going to lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. You can warp it into the battlefield for 1. Because obviously it's a non-legendary, so you can stack multiple copies of this and then just start sacrificing things to take lethal, right? On that note, we'll have Embalmed Salvagers for 3 as a 2/3, and whenever this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent's going to lose 1 life and you gain 1 life, right? So it's no longer just sacrificing creatures that are going to convert into damage, but also our artifacts, which is nice. Because we do happen to have some of those in the deck, and of course, Get Lost is still a popular removal, etc. So, you know, that's kind of what we have in the deck. That's new. We could run the new removal that sacrifices an artifact to destroy, or creature to destroy a creature, or spacecraft, I think. But I like to exile it. You know, there's a lot of stuff that comes back. So I'm still running Eaten Alive. It's an old card. It is what it is. Things we can sacrifice, Nesting Bots. It brings back a token, which is nice. The Linkbreaker as another 1-drop. Then when it dies, it brings back a token, right? So for 1 mana, we get 2 targets to sacrifice. The damage from these sacrifices, you know, through the Blood Witch on the front end, the Voidborn, as well as the Salvagers, and the Ascendant. It's a creature that doesn't have the sacrifice effect come in play until max speed, but that's fine because we're starting to get max speed right away through the Nesting Bot. And for 3, it creates a creature, which is pretty decent, right? I don't mind that. And then bringing things back with a new card, Scout for Survivors. Total mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with +1 counters on each of them. 3 1-drops, a 1-drop and a 2-drop, or a single 3-drop, of course, right? So that's kind of cool within the build, as well as a free-to-play recursion option for the deck. This is it. We have removal through the Dusk Rose, through Eaten Alive, draw through the Conviction, right? Damage through the Blood Witch, the Salvagers, the Voidborn, the Ascendant, sacrificing through the Zealot, through Bartolome, bringing stuff back with Scout for Survivors, and then our sacrifice fodder is here as well. So, deck list in the description below. We'll get into some Mythic gameplay footage now, and then conclude the video with our upgrade guide. So don't miss out. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Opponent goes first. Let's... mulligan the hand. Keep 6 here. Removals stay. 3-drop goes. Seems like it should be good. In slow. Removal as needed. Blood Witch out. Ooh. It's a good card. We can take it, though. Third land off the top. Very nice. Oh, that's awesome. Hit for 1. Down to 20. Oh my god. That's a 2-drop too. Brutal. Ring of the Lucii? Oh my gosh. That's pretty cool, right? Because it can immediately... Yeah. Okay, secondary synthesizer is in play. We need another Dusk Rose off the top. Unlikely, but possibility. Woo! Ask and ye shall receive. That's crazy. I almost want to sack something that brings... Like, that we can get back easily, right? Rather than the token. Total mana value 3. So we could grab this Blood Witch back or Bartolome. Next turn. Or even the Zealot. Zealot hits harder. Let's grab Bartolome. That's crazy. Wow. That is good. I mean, it makes sense. Two mana up. Could be counterspell. Scout for survivors, returning 3 creature cards with total mana value 3 or less. So it can be, you know, 3 1-drops, a 3-drop, a 1-drop, and a 2-drop. Like we've done here. Take our swing. Alright, let's take the scry at least. Actually, let's let it go through and we get 2 map tokens we can sacrifice. Those are artifacts. And I'm going to save that for when this is in play, actually. Let's hold off, slow down, HGG. You've got something special here. We have 4 damage, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All at instant speed. This gives us lethal. I think they're being greedy here. They should be taking my Zealot or Blood Witch. I guess we could do this, right? They're taking it anyways. That way we get to surveil 1. Could be good. 4th land would be wicked. Because we have to win the game next turn, right? Last card in hand. The Bay is up. Could bring out a 4-drop. Or a 5-drop. No attack this turn. What would they take? A field wipe. Oh no. A field wipe. I should have not thought about that. They sack a snare for nothing. They should have sacked the ring for the 5-mana field wipe. It exists. It is there. It's a card. Good game. Nice. Free-to-play deck. Taking down a synthesizer deck? Woof. How about that top deck? Going first with a lot of land. Hello. And a good game. Ooh. Scout for scurvy. Oh, dang. Okay. Our Voidborn. I mean, I definitely would be taking the Voidborn, I think. I think maybe we just go for it. Because if they come back for this, that'll be brutal. I'm just going to put it into exile at the very least. Kind of want to throw it to the grave, but it's a good card and we don't have our recovery. So I'm just going to leave it there. But I'd rather it be in exile than my hand currently, because if they grab another bat, you know, there's so many different ways to force a discard at this point. Example, you know. So now they're just taking the land. It's whatever. I get to keep my card. And that, I think, is of some value. Bandit's talent is just so good, though. Okay, I mean, we're hitting for 5, 4 really, but... Nice. And then next turn we'll play the Voidborn. And we can start sacrificing for 2 damage each. Post-attack. If that works out. I don't think they want to block though, right? Four damage, that's kind of crazy. Big hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we've got it. Oh no, we don't have max speed. Oops. We have to wait till we get max speed to do that. That's on me. That's on me. which we're very close to having. We could have waited one more turn to do that. It's okay, though. Not the end of the world. Three cards in their hand. I think I prefer the Surveil. Nah. Let's finish this. Let's take +1 counter. It's more damage output. They're at 4. It's better. Oh, that is like risky biscuits at this point. But they need the block. No attack either. Which is also really bad. They just can't help themselves. I mean, they're forced to block. Probably Bartolome, right? This gives us max speed, though. That should still put it on the stack, right? Good game. Beautiful. Hey, that's a good win. They're playing mythics there. I like that. Going first with a mulligan for better land. We find it keeping 6, tossing a land even here, and then probably bricking on 2 for the remainder of the game. I don't want to throw a 3-drop. I'd rather just draw a 3rd land, right? We could have kept one 3-drop and tossed one, keeping the land, and then it's a guaranteed curve, 1, 2, 3. Probably better, but I like to risk it for the biscuit. And, you know, let's see how it works out for us here. Bartolome out. And we do have, you know, other plays to make potentially here, so that's okay. Hit for 1. We do use max speed for the Embalmed Ascendant. So, mono green landfall. Really? Should have kept it, dude. Should have kept the land, dude. Should we surveil? Just to find the land? I am incredibly tempted to do just that. There's Tifo. And we don't mind, unless they play land for protection. Right. Hello. Let's just take Tifa, no problem. For 5, which is substantial in a chip-based sacrifice deck. Good game. They're not into it. Yeah, we could have warped. I think that first, okay. Keeping 7. I like the land. Right. Any hand with 2 land in both colors. Let's go. The curve is so low, we only need to get to 3 mana anyways, so you know, it's unlikely that your whole hand is 3 drops. So you should be able to play some cards at least. And it's, you know, post-rotation, I think, is a good spot for the free-to-play or casual individual. Things aren't as aggressive with the card pool, and specifically the, you know, the 5-color good stuff deck, which just adds and adds to itself. Alright, let's get this max speed on the way. They are a Jund Reanimator deck, which is brutally good. Here's the Galta discard, right? That's our black source. I think we take the draw right now. And well, this is always 2. This isn't. Looking for a swamp. Don't find it. It's okay though. We might be dead here. This is a very good deck. Yep. I mean, it's all yours, homie. What's one less dino gonna do? There's a Galta. Hello, hello. Oh, and a Voidborn. Neat. Very good deck in best of 1. So, I mean, we've all seen it. I reclaimed my time. Good game. On the draw here, and I just don't like that. Like, there's not a single thing we can play, right? So, we're just gonna throw it away.
Send this hand to the trash.
We do have a drop to play, but it's... Man. At a certain point... Ay, ay, ay. We have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop, we're getting there. Could be worse. Okay, it's worse. It's a cool card. I actually was lucky enough to pull one of those in my my draft. Wow, this is like an upgraded version of our deck. We do get the 3rd land, which is very helpful. But if they're into a Sephiroth here, like... Ay, ay, ay. Oh, it is! Nice. So this is the upgraded version of the deck. But not everybody has the mythics. Not everybody has the rares. So we need to get you a base version to play first. It is what it is. And for once, we're not blocking. Wow. 3 mythics, 1 rare. Oh, they got the Zealot too, so I think they're good. I think they've got it. Brutal. Brutal, dude. It's nice that we get to face off against this deck in this video, though, so you can see what the upgrade looks like. That's awesome. Stop. You may as well just flip it now. You're not losing damage. You actually would gain 1 extra damage if you flipped it early. Because you'd lose this 1 damage, but this goes from 3 to 5, right? So you lost 1 damage by not flipping that token earlier. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We take it. I mean, the emblem's already there. 5/5 still exists, though. thought this came in tapped. Oh, a player. That's myself included. We could have sacrificed our nesting bot instead. This is never going to work out without their emblem, right? So let's see what our draw is and pack up. Emblem and win. There's no way our deck will ever beat the emblem. And I think we've kind of showcased both sides and why some of these upgrades are so important. All right, before we get into our upgrade guide, I do want to maybe suggest one potential change for the deck, and it would be switching the Embalmed Ascendant, which I don't mind. I like that quite a bit. For the new card, Faller's Faithful, it itself is a creature, which is nice, and you can draw 2, which we could potentially trim our Corrupted Conviction, trim the Ascendant, bring in the Faithful, just as an idea, right? To add a little bit more long-term on the deck, because I like Corrupted Conviction, because if they target, then you can take it because you're losing it anyways. But the other is a creature itself that we can sacrifice later too, which is nice because that's going to convert into damage for us, which might be worth the 2 mana. Furthermore, now that we're trimming the Conviction, we're trimming the Ascendant, we're bringing in the Faller, we can add more removal. We've seen how well the Duskrose Reliquary performed. We're taking it. We want at least one more of those and maybe another Eaten Alive or something, right? So we can increase our removal, keep our draw the same, increase the number of creatures to sacrifice within the deck. So I think that's a pretty decent idea. Aside from that, let's talk about the upgrades. First and foremost, your lands. There are a lot of nice lands here. The Encampment, entering tapped unless you control a swamp. We potentially will. For 3, when you attack, make 2 creatures that are going to sacrifice. Immobilize land, if you will. Very, very good. Midgar, with the Adventure, sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. That's awesome within a land for us. The Verge, just consistent dual land. Godless Shrine, the new shock land that's nice for the dual color. Fortress, still here. It can be a creature that also drains and gains, which we love. And the Concealed Courtyard, just another really, really good land, right? Aside from that, new cards, the Super Void. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent's going to choose a creature they control and... worse than that, exile it. My gosh. And then if they're out of creatures, you're going to sacrifice this and bring some of those things back. One of those things back with +1 counters on it, which is kind of good in itself. So basically just like really good removal that repeats. I'm thinking about it. The Reaper for draw is really good. You're going to take some damage, but that's fine. We talked about all the land. Sephiroth, that's the main upgrade. And we did have a matchup against the upgraded deck, which is great. So you got to see that in action with the Voice of Victory, with Sephiroth. And those are the 2 big ones, plus the land. And then we can experiment, with the Reaper for some additional draw, with the Super Void, because it's a new card that we like. And then, of course, the lands in the deck. So not a super in-depth upgrade guide and pretty budget-friendly, honestly. You'll see people build from that into the Return from Past, right? Right, they're going to be running this. They're going to be running the Surveil Dog, the Gorehound. Right, so they're going to be surveilling to the grave and then bringing it all back. So, that's something that you could work towards as well within this deck if you have the cards. I do like that version quite a bit, as long as your opponent's not super crushing your graveyard. And right now, obviously the free-to-play is running Scout for Survivors, which runs back a couple things. And if you want to upgrade it, that's the switch you'll make there, right? So I would still include the Gorehound, maybe just drop the Linkbreaker, which is fine because Voice of the Victory is now going to kind of give you those creatures to sacrifice, so you can see how the value switches around. I digress. We can do a video specifically for the upgraded deck if you'd like. Let me know in the comments below. Have a magical day. Thank you for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you soon in the next